Hello and welcome to the first week of May, our first weekly wrap-up. If you haven't checked out our TBR, which we uploaded yesterday. Anyway, it's on our channel now, so go check it out if you are interested in what we're reading this month. Now, I cheated a little bit because I'd already started this. I got about an hour in, but I've finished it now. And it is Stephen Fry's second autobiography, The Fry Chronicles, in audiobook form. And basically, I think I said this on the TBR. I got we both know spoilers for the next video, but we read Harry Potter again, or listened to the audiobook, and after that I got so obsessed with Stephen Fry. I was YouTubing all of his interviews, I was looking up his past on Wikipedia, was reading about him, and then I was like, oh my god, why don't I listen to his new why don't I listen to one of his autobiographies? And I couldn't find the first one on Audible. I've now later found out that it is on there. It just doesn't sell itself as an autobiography, so it was a bit strange. It took me for a surprise. So that might be on next month's TBR, who knows. But yeah, so this is the second one, The Fry Chronicles. And this book, his first autobiography covers his early years, and then this is kind of after his teenage years and into his kind of 30s. Basically, and it is a mixture of stories about him and thoughts and his perception on life. Basically, everything I love about an autobiography. It started off, and it's all to do with the letter C as well, which is a really interesting way of doing things. But there's just something about the way that Stephen Fry talks and writes that makes you want to love the English language that much more. It just makes you want to be clever. It just makes you want to learn and just be better at everything. So I'm going to get onto that in a little bit, but it's just, I mean, he spoke an hour about cigarettes and his addiction to cigarettes, but it just sounded so magical and like, just so like, just flowing, and he's just got this way with words. I know he takes a lot of influence from Oscar Wilde, and Oscar Wilde was a lot like that, and obviously the little things he's taken from that and a lot of other of his sort of poetry background, and he's sort of taken this on board with his book and just basically all the things that Stephen Fry writes. So yeah, it just makes words a pleasure to digest. And I think it's important. Really, it was important that I listened to this as an audiobook format rather than reading it to get the most out of it, is because he writes like he speaks. If you ever heard Stephen Fry talk in a conversation, it's just a magical pleasure to listen to him. It doesn't matter what he's on about. You just kind of drone and just consume what he wants. So the fact is that when he speaks, it's just such a magical experience, and that's why I think the audiobook was better for me, and I think a better experience than reading the print book, because when print, obviously you read it like yourself, and sometimes you can imagine someone else reading it, but it's not quite there. But this, you can just pop it in. It was very much a relaxing read. It was very much a treat to progress into the story. To progress into that. It was a little bit topsy-turvy with the dates and everything, a bit back and forth. It was non-linear, dare I say. And I hope that's right. I hope that's the right one. So yeah, it was just, it was a little bit difficult to follow some parts of his life, but it was everything was interesting. Like, it's not a structured life story. It's very much like this. And I'm very, very looking forward to it. I'm going to give it a few weeks, but I'm going to listen to his third autobiography, his most recent one, More Fool Me, and I'm excited for that one because that brings the story right up to his like heroin, his cocaine addiction, and his and etc. But yeah, no, he's in the book. He's honest and a little bit blunt and awful about himself, really, which is because he's such a cool guy. It's a little bit sad to sort of how he speaks to himself, but it's definitely one I'd recommend.
Really? I didn't think you would after all.
Yeah. So I'm giving it 2.5 stars. No, I'm giving it a 4-star. A 4-star.
way.
Yeah, a 4-star.
Why?
For two reasons. One, because sometimes it was a little bit difficult to follow in the life in the I wish it was a little bit more linear. And then second, because I've been told that I give stars away too easy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to prove that point.
Yeah.
Right, I managed to finish this in 2 days. I started it, I said that I would after last month's mess up.
Mm-hmm.
I said that I would. I finished it in 2 days. I'm so pleased I picked this book to finish in 2 days.
Oh, really?
Because it was easier. So The Escape by C.L. Taylor. Excuse the true marks. That wasn't me. So, and Sometimes There's Nowhere to Hide. Absorbing and disturbing. Yeah, well, it's alright. I'm going to give it, just before we get into it, because I thought about it, because I rounded it up to 5 stars, but thinking about it's probably 4.5 to 5. I just can't make my mind up. But look after your daughter's things and your daughter. When a stranger asks Joe Blackmore for a lift, she says yes, and quickly she changes it. So basically, Joe has got some issues. She's a bit paranoid and things like that. And then she walks back to her car, and a woman jumps in the car. Well, she asks her for a lift, and then when she gets in, she says, "Take care of your daughter and your daughter's things," and hangs her back a glove of her daughter's that she had this morning.
Really?
So that's a bit weird. And then it progresses that this lady thinks, I'm not going to give any spoilers, obviously, that this lady might have a thing that her husband's done wrong, kind of, and it takes through that. Also, there's like funny mind games that goes on with Joe, and it ends up with her going on the run. And various bits and pieces, but that doesn't give away the ending at all. Yeah. The ending was good. I saw it coming, but it was really cleverly done. What you think a part of the story is one person turns out to be another person, and then you kind of have to like flick back through the book going, really? But yeah, that it kind of makes you think that you're reading about one person when actually you're reading about another one. So that was kind of good. I think if you're like fans of like Gone Girl and stuff, this will be right up your street, because it's kind of got the Gone Girl thing about it. But yeah, it's good. I think this is her newest. I think she's got a newer one coming out, or has come out, I can't remember. But this was certain, I think this was last year's. And it's well worth a read if you like that sort of stuff. And in true C.L. Taylor fashion, because I really, really love her books. I was new to her before I read, I think the first one that I read was the YA one. Yeah. And then I kind of moved on to this one.
Is it better?
I think it was this one. Yeah, it's this one now. Yeah. And I've got The Missing and The Lie coming up when I can get around to it. So yeah, she's definitely more for adults than YA for me. Yeah. But I can imagine YA fans would really like her YA one, because it was a good one. So check that video out if you want to see it. But yeah, good book. I'm pleased that I picked this one to read in 2 days. Yes, so yeah, that's me done.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for our weekly wrap up.
Yeah.
Please do check out some of the other videos if you haven't already on the channel, because we're really going to some efforts now to put up some specials and different things and interesting things.
We're sorting our lives out.
Sorting our lives out. Well, kind of.
Yeah. And there's also the newbie tag to check out if you want to know why we started this in our kind of roundabout way.
Yeah, so check all those videos out. If you're not a part of it already, be part of the notification entourage.
And scribe.
And scribe.
That's my new thing. I'm going to say it all the time.
Scribe. And check out all the information down below if you wish. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. And
you can follow him on Instagram, because he puts a lot of effort in.
I do.
Unlike me, who doesn't that much, but he does.
Alright, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.